Enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man Adam was made a living soul, the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And we have borne the image of the earthly, which will also bear the image of the heavenly. Yahawah.
Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations. Gotta give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. To give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstones led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing to be part of that number. Lord willing to be edifying to those who pray in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. Water for tuning in, shalom. Everybody feeling good out there. You know, as we going through these struggles, going through these battles on a regular basis, you know, it's to build our character and our faith. So today the Lord put the spirit on me to deal with a couple topics before I go to camp. You know, Lord willing, I make it over there. But you know, the U.S. is sending Marines and warships over to the Middle East, so that's a big deal. Also, it's going to be some food shortages coming, and also, you know, some things dealing with Oppenheimer, other couple things. They just dropped a new movie or whatever to come out, and they've got a few other various end-time topics. And right now, you know, this devil's starting to, you know, ramp up that pride in themselves. Some brothers did a video on it, a couple big bros. I put them on the comment board, but it was talking about in Florida. I can't remember his name. I think he is a senator or he running for president. I can't remember his name, but he tried to say that they passed some classes to show that us going through slavery gave us some skills or something, you know, which is just showing you this devil, man. They think they don't feel sorry for what they did to us, but they're going to. They're gonna be ashamed, and they're gonna get double. They're gonna get double what we got during that time, you know. So, you know, let them devils talk all that noise, because all that shit's gonna be held accountable for. All the people who talking shit about Great Millstone, coming at the people of the Lord, and having any kind of thoughts towards the people of the Lord, hey, they're gonna get dealt with. So that's why we don't even worry about them people. We don't worry about what nobody be saying. So let me get over here. Let me play this back. We're gonna read some of this. Video ain't got nothing to do with it. Sometimes they'll have a video, it won't have nothing to do with the whole thing. Let me make sure that's paused. But anyways, get past this. Get rid of this. Anyways, U.S. sending more Navy ships and Marines to Middle East over Iranian threats, and we've talked about this in a lot of the videos that I put out. You know about how in Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4-8, how they're all banding together and they're starting to come against this place. Iran is one of them, which in the Bible they're the Persians. So now we're going to read a little bit. The U.S. military is sending additional warships and thousands of Marines. They're sending thousands now. They only sent 3,000 last time, but now they're sending thousands. That means that they're sending a bunch of them. This is Marines. This isn't just reserves. You know, when the Marines come, what that means? It's finna get serious. It's definitely finna get serious. So in response to the recent Iranian attempts to seize commercial vessels, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. The Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin approved the deployment of an amphibious ready group and Marine expeditionary unit to the Gulf region on Thursday after green-lighting similar force strengthening maneuvers in recent weeks, because they wasn't really responding to it, but now they responded to it, right? So the Central Command said that the statement said that the additional assets will provide this up a little bit more. The additional assets will provide even greater flexibility and maritime capability in the region. You know, this is what they're doing right now. They're showing the Lord is bringing all these wicked motherfuckers to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, while you got all the other ones over here that talk real proud. These fucking duck ass Edomites talking proud like they just such a great country for putting the people in slavery and whatnot. Well, guess what? Finna get dealt with. We ain't worried about what they talking about, man. This is Exodus. But they're showing their horns. They're showing you that they're devils. That's what they do. They're some fucking demons. And then people want to be like, you know, act like we the problem for telling them that the Lord is going to avenge our people. Oh, this is all set up by the Lord. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. His name is Yahawashi, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. The Lord is his name, right? So they all talking about peace and safety and all these other kind of things. But what does it say right there? It says the Lord is a man of war. He's about war. So what kind of man of war is just all love? He's going to have some other things too. Wrath, hate. He's going to have those other things. He's going to have mercy too, but mercy on only those who repent and convert and are part of Israel. You know, and some of them, we still got to taste that cup because it's part of our walk. It's part of our test. You know, some of us have to perish here in the faith, you know, but the ones that will are the ones that are inevitably ready to do that. You know, we don't know who they are, but, you know, we pray for all the elect to be strengthened, to be ready for that time, whoever they may be. You know, Lord willing, we part of that number as well. Matthew 10:34. This is Yahawashi speaking. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. See? So the Lord is sending war. He's about war. That's in the Old Testament. He sent him about war. What is he doing in the New Testament? He's sending war. He's bringing war. And that's what the Lord's about. He's about war. He's also about peace too. But you got to go to war to have peace. Especially when it comes to determine the wicked. You got to have war. So Deuteronomy. Because these Edomites barking, they asking for a war. And guess what? They're going to get one. They're going to get one. They're going to get one so horrible, it's going to take everything out that they ever knew existed. And everything else on the planet that doesn't take heed is going to get destroyed. Including 2/3 of our people, man. Verse 1, Deuteronomy chapter 20. We're going to start right here. It says, when thou goest, this is how it was last time when we went out to battle. This is how the Lord told us to be. How you think he's telling us to be this time? See? But this time, you know, he's got us doing it in a way where it's going to be a more mass salvation. And he's speaking to all of Israel scattered. Last time we was all together, right? So Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and that's what we do when we go out to the highways and byways. I think we just going out there talking. We're going to battle against our enemies. That's how we battle our enemies right now. But back then it was like we really went out there to war. For what? For peace for our people, right? And see his horses and chariots and people more than thou. See, they always been more than us, just like now, right? Be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. This is the same power who took us out of Egypt last time. You know, we know this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. You know, verse 2, and it shall be when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people. And see, look, when it's nigh unto the battle, what he say? The priest is going to come up and speak to the people. What's the elders and apostles of Great Millstone doing? They speaking to us. They're telling us what's going to go down, right? Verse 3, and shall say unto them, hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle. What's that battle? Jacob's trouble against your enemies. Let not your hearts, which is your minds, faint. Fear not, and do not tremble, neither be terrified because of them. Why? Because he's going to lift that standard up against them, and Lord willing, we get spiritual powers. You see? Like if America Babylon the Great turned into a whole battlefield, if it turned a straight Call of Duty World War III in this motherfucker, and everybody's getting killed, and you the only one who ain't getting touched, and everybody around you ain't getting touched, it's going to bring a sense of humbleness. It's not going to make you feel proud. You're going to be like, man, the water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You see what I'm saying? We're going to have a different outlook on what the fuck's going on around us. Okay? If we're of the elect, we hope to be. Verse 4, for the Lord, your power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. And that's what we're praying for every day, you know? Even if we don't get the time to sit down and pray to the Lord, we're praying that every day because we're thinking about it in our mind. We're praying for the Lord to protect the elect. You know, we praying for the Lord to protect the people around us that we don't even know could be of the elect or not. You know, sometimes we go through stuff that we don't even understand because it's the Lord strengthening us. So when we see these kind of things go down, we're like, oh, I've seen that before. I ain't worried about that. I got the Lord with me. I'm not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? It's Proverbs chapter 21, verse 15. Don't worry about these janky ass devils, they janky ass nation. Niggas is weak. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 15. It is joy to the just to do judgment. See, that's what we want. We want judgment, right? But destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. See, the workers of iniquity are going to pay. Okay, the ones that keep sinning on top of sinning, they're going to pay, man. They're going to pay. There ain't going to be no I'm sorry's at this time, or you guys was in slavery and it helped you out with a couple perks so you could be better slaves for us. Nah, y'all gonna learn how to be better slaves for us whenever it's time. You're gonna be the best slaves ever because you're gonna be that forever. So you're gonna have all your time, all that time to learn how to be good to us. You're gonna be tributaries to us forever. You better be happy the Lord's only doing 1,000 years of punishing y'all crucially. Get you. If it was up to most of us, we want longer. Proverbs, John chapter 18, verse 36. They want us to give a fuck about them, but they don't give a fuck about us. Man, you can get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. You can get the fuck out of here with that shit, okay? Whoever's feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we say. Any of you Edomites want to come around, try to pop on the video, be scoffers or whatever, because they do. They come on the Elders and Apostles page all the time. All that shit's going to be accounted for, man. John 18:36, Yahawashi answered, and he said, and this is him speaking, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, right? Talking about carnally, getting in carnally, right? That I should not be delivered to the Jews. See, they would have fought, but they didn't. They let that happen because that had to play out, right? But now is my kingdom not from his. See? So he's telling you, this is why we're not fighting in the flesh. We're fighting them in the spirit. Just like they did when they tried to take Yahawashi to 2/3 of our people to kill them. That's why they're paying for what they did today by not knowing what the fuck's going on. That's why I said, don't pray for them people, man. It said, pray not for their good. It said, don't even pray for them for their good, man. Because they don't deserve it, man. But the Lord still died for them. But they're not going to get it on this side. They're going to get it on the other side. And we pray to not be at them people. Because we care about Yahawashi over here. I don't wake up and just think about Yahawashi all day and not care about him. And neither does anybody else in Great Millstone or any of the followers. We don't do that over here. We don't do that shit. We really care about Yahawashi. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, which is what? Through these precepts, through these lessons, through correction, through understanding what they're telling us to do. You know, our spiritual fathers, right? That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. What's the wiles of the devil? The trickery. They're all about trickery. They want to get on there and say, oh, well, you know, you learned things through slavery. It wasn't that bad. I'm telling you, you learned a great couple things. Look where y'all came so far. Shut your punk ass up, man. I hope, man, Lord willing, if I'm one of them motherfucking brothers who got a plantation, send that motherfucker to mine, man. That motherfucker ain't gonna get no rest on my plantation, nigga, Lord willing. I motherfucking hate Edomites, man. They get on my fucking nerves, man. They want to say some fucking slick shit like that, and then you want to be like, we got to act all like we like you. No, you bitch ass motherfucker. We just got to deal with you, so we ain't gonna say none of your bitch ass. We're gonna wait till the Lord come murk your motherfucking ass. Matthew chapter 5, verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. See, we're doing this for peace. We're going to war in the spirit so the Lord can take these motherfuckers out, and ain't gonna be no more wicked, man. Tired of these motherfuckers, man. Talking all that fucking shit for I don't know how many motherfucking centuries, and we ain't even doing shit but reading scriptures and saying y'all motherfuckers going into slavery and we hate speech. Shut your punk ass up. Psalms chapter 44, verse 1. Psalms chapter 144. We're going to just read verse 1. I might read 2. Verse 1, a psalm of David. Blessed be the Lord, Yahawashi, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. See, how do we fight? We taking notes, we getting lessons down, we studying, we getting everything ready. That's how we do. We getting everything ready to make sure we know what we're talking about when we go out to go to battle against our enemies. They think we just out there on the highway yelling or talking or whatever. My goodness and my fortress and my high tower and my deliverer. Said that the people who run into the Most High, into the tower, the name of the Lord is a safe tower, remember? Right? And my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people unto me. See? Verse 3, Lord, Yahawashi, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him? Or the son of man, thou makest the count of him, right? Verse 4, man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away. And that's why we only trust in the word of Yahawashi. We don't trust in what the fuck we would think is right. We think about what Yahawashi thinks is right, because it says the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? So we don't even trust ourselves. We trust Yahawashi. That's it. Okay? Because we all tied to the flesh. And if we try to go by our own understanding, we get screwed over, man. But you know what? You know what he said? The Lord said he hated sinners. He hate Esau. He hate these motherfuckers. And he said he's fucking mad at the wicked every day. So if he is, guess what? We're fucking mad at him every day too. We might not show it. But hey, we don't fuck with the wicked, man. Because if we did, we wouldn't be doing this. This is 2 Corinthians. Chapter 10, verse 3. And it reads, though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, right? Don't war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. See, that's what we're doing. We're pulling down these strongholds in our own minds by not leaning on our own understanding and taking correction, taking understanding, taking that, applying it, and living by it every day. Not just to half the week, every day. Every day. Verse 5, casting down imaginations, which is what? These motherfuckers think their kingdom gonna live forever, Jeremiah 49:11. And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing down into captivity every thought of the obedience of a Mashiach. Every thought. We're trying to take care of every thought we think and make sure that is according to Yahawah and Hawashai's law and what he does to the best of our abilities. That's what we're doing. And we're not going to change that. It don't matter what nobody do to us. You can beat us to a motherfucking pole. You can motherfucking throw us out on the street. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But guess what? We still going to serve Yahawah and Hawashai over here, because that's what we programmed to do. We wouldn't be doing it. Verse 6, and having the readiness to avenge all disobedience. See? And how do we revenge all disobedience? By telling the Lord gonna murk their ass. When your obedience is fulfilled, see? And that's all we do. We just gonna say, all right, Lord gonna murk your motherfucking ass. Told your ass quit fucking being on that bullshit. That's how we tell Esau Edom. We told you quit being on that funny ass shit, but that's how he is, because the Lord hardened his heart to make him be like that so he could have somebody destroyed. So now, while that's going on, it says 13 food shortages to expect in 2023. So we just gonna go down, we're gonna count them out. What's that? Beef. A lot of people eat that. What's the next one? Lettuce. A lot of people eat that. What's next? Beer. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going down. Champagne. So ain't gonna have no drink. Okay, all the people who be drinking, they're gonna start freaking out because they ain't gonna have nothing to calm their ass down, since they're not mentally stable. They don't have their little drugs. You're gonna find out how many people out here is fucking noodles is popped already, and all they doing is on life support, getting fucked up so they can't remember that they fucking mind don't work. That's why we gotta have this word. That's why we have to have this truth. 5, oranges. 6, cooking oil. This is like literally everything that we need to like live. Okay, butter. Okay, corn, eggs, tomatoes, bread. Didn't the Lord say, I will break the staff of bread? He's breaking it. Olive oil, infant formula. See, this is the stuff that's happening right now, man. And our people out here on some bullshit. Okay, the Lord is taking everything from our people right now. Okay, all the damn food. He said He's taking it away, and people still not seeing what's going on. Some people is. But we know there's a vast majority of people that don't see what's going on. But there's even some Edomites that know what's going on. And they're terrified, okay? They over here commit suicide and all types of shit because they know that the Lord's not fucking playing, man. Psalms 107, verse 33, He turned the rivers into a wilderness and water springs into a dry ground, right? Verse 34, a fruitful land into barrenness for the wickedness of them that dwell therein. And that's why He's doing it, because there's a lot of wickedness throughout the world. So this is why He's doing it. Because He said He rewarded the fool and the transgressors. Who's the fool? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. Who's the transgressors? 2/3 of our people who keep sinning against the Lord and don't want to repent. So He's like, all right, well, I'm going to just take all the fucking food. Now what? That's what the Lord's doing. So this is Job chapter 5, verse 20. This is why we want to be on the Lord's side, because what did He say? Job 5:20, in famine He shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And that's what we hoping that we are part of that number who gets saved out of these things, you know. Well, it don't matter what we do. It's about if we were chosen or not. But we're going to put on the image of the elect every day to the best of our abilities, because this is what they will be doing right now to be saved out of it. This is what they will be doing, you know, learning more ways about the Lord. So this is Psalms chapter 37, verse 19. Let me get back over here, turn my music on. Psalms chapter 37, verse 19. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. And that's talking about the elect. They're going to be satisfied in the days of famine. They're going to be like, man, everything that we did for the Lord paid off. Everything that we did, being patient for other brothers, other people, you know, being patient around the people who the Lord puts His spirits on, you know, because everybody has a certain role. Some people you're gonna be like, man, I ain't dealing with you, because you could just tell they just not gonna give a fuck. But there's some people you be like, man, give them some time, they're gonna come around. And that's the Lord, you know. He decides who we're supposed to be patient on and who not. But I'm telling you right now, if you be more patient and more patient with people, you know, the better the outcome's going to be. Because that's what the Lord told us to be, long suffering. Be not willing to avenge people quickly when they do us wrong. Because that's how He did us. We did wrong and He didn't avenge Himself quickly. The wicked did Him wrong. He didn't avenge Himself quickly. We're supposed to be putting on the ways of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's how He is. So we're supposed to be like that too. You know, He wants to make sure, you know, that we have this mindset before Jacob's trouble, right? So we just won't be all just straight wicked, evil people just wanting to see wrath everywhere. There's going to be mercy too, you know. So Joel chapter 1, verse 15. And it reads, alas for the day of the Lord is at hand, and a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Right? Verse 16. Is not the meat cut off before our eyes? Yea, joy and gladness from the house of our Most High. And that's what happened to our people. We were cut off. We didn't have nothing, man. Especially when they seized Jerusalem, we didn't have a damn thing. Okay, our people in there eating themselves, man. This really happened. And you know, the church is not going to tell you that. They're not going to explain that kind of stuff to you. So verse 17, the seed is rotten and under their clods the garners are laid desolate, the barns are broken down, for the corn is withered. See? And that's what's about to happen to them, because it happened to us. Verse 18, how do the beasts groan, for the herds of the cattle are perplexed, because they have no pasture. Yea, the flocks of sheep are made desolate. See? And that's what's happening right now. The Lord is taking away all that stuff, where everybody who think that they know what's going on and ain't paying attention to the word of the Lord, they're going to get caught lacking. Verse 19, O Lord, to thee will I cry, for the fire hath devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame hath burned all the trees of the field. What they got going on over there up in Canada? All that shit burning, man. This is the Lord doing this shit all over again, man, in various places. You see? Verse 20, the beasts of the field cry also unto thee, for the rivers of waters are dried up, and the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness. You see? I'm not saying that this is talking about specifically Canada, but I'm saying that that kind of stuff is going on today. Like, we can reference that to what happened in the past, you know, that our people seen, right? So let me get back over here. Okay. So while that's going on, there's growing concerns as Russia makes big return to Cuba. Okay, so we're going to read a little bit about that, about Russia returning to Cuba, right? And it says, Hank Tesla reports on how Cuba experts are watching closely as Russians claim they are returning to the country in a big way. Where's the rest of the article? Hold on. Let me see what this does. Let me go back one. Let me see if I can find one. I like to read. Okay, so the Cuban government is desperate. This is why they're coming over there in a big way, right? This is what's going to make them come and aid Russia. This is part of that prophecy coming to pass. The Cuban government is desperate. They have no money, no gas, they have no food, so they already in Jacob's trouble over there. He just saved America Babylon the Great for last. That's said by Otto Wretch. That's how you say that, Salaki, if I said that wrong. Former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Western Hemisphere Affairs, former U.S. Ambassador to Venezuela, and President of the Center for a Free Cuba. Rich reacting to news that Russia and Cuba are renewing their relationship. See? That all disappeared after the Soviet Union dissolved in the late 1980s. Back in the 1970s and early 1980s, the Soviet Union was a big Cuban player, popping up the Castro government's communist-based economy. The Russians bailed when the Soviet Union fell apart, right? Now they are back with big promises, and the Cubans are sweetening the pie, or sweetening the pie. Russia is offering Cuba great deals on gasoline, emergency donations of wheat. We low on wheat right now because that grain deal got broke. Okay, so we're low on wheat, and they're giving them wheat. Okay, you think they're not going to back up Russia? Promises to build hotels in Russia in the Bible is the Medes, or Gog and Magog, right? So increase Russian tourism flows and open retail stores stocked with Russian household products. So you think that Russia gonna do all that for them and they ain't gonna back them up? No, Cuba's gonna back up Russia, man. They're gonna be part of those people, those many people with them. See? So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's the Lord moving these chess pieces. So this is what it's gonna turn out to be. Because they think that, we talk a lot about how Russia's going to destroy America, but, I don't talk enough about how they're going to get dealt with too. So Revelation chapter 20, verse 6. Okay, we're going to start right here. Let me get back over here.
Let's make a McCafe iced mocha frappe at home. Hey, this is so hard.
All right. Lock in. Lock you for the infomercial. All right, so Revelation chapter 20, verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. And that's what we want. We want to be the first ones to make it up out of here. You know, 2/3 ain't gonna make it out of here. We hope to be part of this number. On such the second death have no power. See, the second death, what's that? The intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, that the other 2/3 is gonna face. And even some of them don't even make it through that. But they think they're gonna be done made it, but no. Bahasham gonna come down with the 144,000 elect men. They're gonna destroy everything else and take Esau, Edom into slavery. That's what's gonna happen. So the second death have no power, which means what? They don't have no rulership of the kingdom. They're just gonna be the kids of the elect. That's it. Or they'll eventually get their own mansions and houses and whatever, but it's gonna be under the rule of them. They're not gonna have no power. They'll be immortal though. You know, they're still gonna be Israel. But they shall be priests of the Most High and of Mashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. See, and who's going to reign with him 1,000 years? The first resurrection. Those are the ones who are going to reign with the Yahawashi, and they're going to enslave all the other nations. And they're going to it's going to take them 1,000 years to build everything the Lord just blew up that they were fighting over that they thought was theirs. Verse 7, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Now, this is a different 1,000 years, okay? And actually, this is, hold on. Let me go back. This is talking about like reign with him 1,000 years. This is talking about, no, that's right. Yeah, but this 1,000 years is talking about in the 1500th century, okay? In the 15th century, the Esau, Edom came out of the caves, the Caucasus Mountains, right? And he got loosed out of the prison. This is what this is talking about, okay? And this 1,000 years that are expired. This is talking about in the Byzantine Empire, what they call the Dark Ages, okay? And they reigned for 1,000 years. And the Byzantine Empire was Constantine, and he was a Jade, okay? So when these 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, which is talking about Esau, Edom coming out and deceiving the world, right? So this is where we were at in the 15th century. Okay, hey, calm down. Verse 8, it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea. See? So this is what's going on right now. That battle with Russia, Gog and Magog. Now, I want to make sure I'm not going off on this. I'm pretty sure right here, yeah, this is the first resurrection. They're going to go into. They're going to be the ones who enslave Esau Edom for 1,000 years. You know, yeah, this is right. This is right because it says they shall reign with him 1,000 years. The Byzantine Empire, we wasn't reigning with Yahawah 1,000 years. We was just rulers of the earth. You see what I'm saying? And that was it. You know what I mean? And then we got took over. So that's all right. Just want to make sure I wasn't going off. So the sand of the sea, that's that battle that's coming up. And then Revelation chapter 20, verse 9, they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, which is what talking about the land of Israel, but it's also talking about America, Babylon the Great, and other parts of the earth, okay, that's going to get hit with these nukes. And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. See? And that's what's coming. You know, these nukes is going to destroy more than just, you know, those one places. They're just that one place. There's going to be many places that get nuked. So out of heaven and devoured them. That's how we know it's intercontinental ballistic missiles. Verse 10, and the devil, and devil just means deceiver, or one who sides with the devil. That's why they got to pay the same price. 2/3 of our people that deceived them. See, he deceived them. See, it wasn't like they wanted to be on his team. They got deceived. Was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. What's that? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Where the beast, what's the beast? The system, that system who was launching that CBD system, Central Digital Bank Currency System, where you got to, their technology of that system is what it was the MARK, okay, the Karabi. okay, of the beast. And the false prophet, who's that? Roman Catholic Church, are and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. But it ain't going to be forever and ever. Lord's going to eventually take his wrath. But it's like this. If he puts his wrath on something, it's forever. But he can take that wrath off. See what I'm saying? And that's what it's talking about. Not gonna. His wrath will eventually be taken off. You know? But his wrath has levels. You know? We know that's one of the levels that he is going to put on these devils. So Ezekiel, because if you think about it, in old Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, when he made fire rain down on that place, it said it would burn forever and ever, but it didn't. It stopped burning. See? So you got to be in the spirit about these kind of things, you know? And that's why when a lot of the prophets, they were writing about this stuff, they didn't understand because the time hadn't passed long enough for them to understand what the Lord was really saying. So Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 1. And it reads, because we don't talk a lot about how they're going to get taken out too. So let's read a little bit about this. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 1. So after they come all together and they think of evil thought and they destroy America, Babylon the Great, verse 1, therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog and say, thus saith the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right? Verse 2, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, America, Babylon the Great, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. See, he's going to have them go up there to the land of Israel, right? Verse 3, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, which is what? Their military power, and I will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand. See? Verse 4, thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands and all the people that is with thee. I will give thee unto ravenous birds of every sort, and the beasts of the field to be devoured. See? Verse 5, thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi. See? They're not going to make it either. Verse 6, and I will send a fire on Magog and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi. See? So they're not going to get away either. They're not going to get away. Nobody's getting away from the wrath of the Lord. Verse 7, so I will make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute the holy name anymore, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord and the Holy One in Israel. See? Which is Yahawah, Yahawashi. Verse 8, behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi. It is the day whereof I have spoken. So it's already been spoken, it's already been established. And this is also going to happen. Verse 9, and they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth and shall set on fire and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers, the bows and the arrows, and the handstaves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years. And 7 years just means completion. We don't know really how long that can be. You know? It just means completion. So we'll just stop right there. And we're going to go to the next thing. Now, this is just showing that the Lord is, there's no way that you're getting away with judgment. The Lord, there's no way you're getting away from the Lord if he wants to judge you. So this says 6 people hit by a car in DC hospital parking garage. Who wakes up who wakes up and just says, I'm going to a parking garage and I'm going to hit 6 people? Like, nobody does that. You know, we know this is the Lord doing this. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. You know? So basically just talk about they got hit by a car in a parking garage. How you going? That's just like going in a parking garage and hitting 6 people and saying my bad to every single one of them. Like that, there's got to be something more deeper going on than that. So this is Ecclesiasticus. $39.20. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Just pulled it up earlier. Yeah. Oh, 28. Salakia. So Ecclesiasticus chapter 29, 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. See, so the Lord's got them doing that. You know, he's got them being wicked like that.
Grammarly Go is the only generative AI product that you need. It's easy to use in the
So he's the one that's got them doing those kind of acts, you know, judging some people for whatever they did this time or last time. So now we're gonna go over here, and it's talking about Oppenheimer, right? I got this thing. It said, watch Oppenheimer discuss the atomic bomb in 1965 video. It was not undertaken lightly. So I'm gonna pause that. It says 20 years after the nuclear attack on Hiroshima, physicist Robert Oppenheimer, often created as the father of the atomic bomb, said he didn't have a good answer to the question of whether dropping the bomb on Japan was necessary. See, Oppenheimer in 1965 told CBS News that he believed the decision to use the bomb in World War II was arrived at military leaders in good faith with regret. See, shame is gonna cover them for what they've done, all the things they have done in this life. Shame is gonna cover them. They know this. They have regret because they know that they're gonna pay for it. They know they're gonna pay for it. So with regret and on the best evidence that they didn't have at the time, Germany had already surrendered by the time Oppenheimer tested the atomic bomb in New Mexico on July 16, 1945, but Japan was fighting on. The atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima 3 weeks after the test. The second bomb was dropped on Nagasaki days later. Japan formally surrendered on September 2nd, 1945, right? So the ending of the war by this means certainly cruel was not undertaken lightly, Oppenheimer said in the interview. But I am not, as of today, confident that a better course was then open. But this has to play out. Why? Because it's part of prophecy. This is Revelations chapter 13, verse 13. But they're gonna be ashamed for what they did. And it reads, and he do a great wonder so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's what that's talking about. When they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, okay, when they used Fat Man and Little Boy, they bombed those two Japan cities. That's what this is talking about. Revelations 13:13. You know, and it's a few GMS brothers who are coming out and saying that, you know, we should go watch the movie. So I'll probably go watch it. You know, so as we go on from there, it says thousands march from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem to protest Israeli government's judicial overhaul plan. See, so they're finna go. They're out there, you know, in Israel, and there's a big division. But this is what the Lord said He was gonna do. You know, the Lord's playing chess right now, and He's got these pieces moving where all the nations are uproaring and coming against their own people, coming against their own leaders. You know. But that's what it said will happen. You know? Slakia.
Evil is on board. His name is Dracula.
All right. So anyways, it says thousands of Israelis joined the march from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem on Friday in the latest protest of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's, I don't know how you say that, Salakia, vowed to push through controversial overhaul of the judiciary system. Hundreds of protesters became thousands of Israelis, joined by 70-kilometer march throughout the day in a demonstration against Israel's most far-right governments in history. So that's what's going on right now. It's a big uproar over there. So we're gonna put in a few precepts, and then I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, I can make it to camp on time and safely, and you know, do a lesson. So 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. We're gonna read this. And it reads, but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed. See, they're made to be taken and destroyed. Talking about Esau eating the so-called white man, the other 16 nations. Speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. That's what's going to happen to them. Verse 13, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, which is what? As they that count it pleasure to ride in the daytime, spots they are in blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you. See? And that's how they are. You know? They wicked, man. And they love to be wicked. That's why they gotta get destroyed. So Romans chapter 13, verse 13. And it reads, let us walk honestly as in the day, not rioting and drunkenness, right? We're not supposed to be drunkards. We're not supposed to be in other doctrines, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. See? And it says, envy not the oppressor, follow none of his ways, right? We're not supposed to do none of that. You know, we don't envy the oppressor. We ain't out here trying to get rich, but we don't like them. We hate the wicked just like the Lord. So 1 Peter, but he said, the Lord said, vengeance is his. So we ain't going to do nothing about it. We're going to wait till he come take their ass out. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, and it reads, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. See, that's why we're not supposed to be acting like them. And holy nation, a particular people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light. See, Lord called us out of darkness. You know, we still have times where we struggle. We still have situations that we go through that's tough. We still have things where we battle in the flesh, but we're not like them. We're coming out of this place every day. The more we wake up, the more we realize how much, you know, how much more we got to push harder in this truth. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hope of elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, led me to this truth, been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, is be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and the striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. And judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. Blah, 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 the one for tuning in. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom. And Lord willing, we'll be able to do another lesson in camp pretty soon. Before I go to the plantation, I can make it over there safely. You know, may the election, the prayer of election be over all your houses. And stay prayed up and stay in the grace of Yahawashi. Shalom.